Okay, Chapter 4, Lessons 1 and 2 are going to be combined. The first thing we have here is what's called the corresponding parts of congruent triangles theorem. And what that says is once we've proven that two triangles are congruent, and remember, congruent means same shape and size. And when you write it, you use this symbol. So we're going to find 4 different ways to prove two triangles congruent. And once we've done that, then we can say anything else is congruent. So after I've shown that XYZ and MNP are this congruent, then I could say angle X and angle M, because those are corresponding. Those are congruent. I could say angle Y is congruent to angle N, and I could say angle Z is congruent to angle P. I could also say, again, the corresponding parts. So I could say side X is congruent to side XY is congruent to side MN. Side YZ is congruent to NP. And side XM is congruent to MP. So there are 4 ways to prove triangles congruent. And the first one is angle side angle. Angle side angle says if two angles and the included side, and that's the important part, is it has to be the side that is in between the two angles. So if I marked angle X and A as congruent and Y and B as congruent, and then did the side XY and side AB, then I have 2 angles and the included side, which means the side in between them. So then I could prove that these triangles are the same shape and size. The next one is angle side. So that'd be like M and R, N and S, and then one of the other 2 sides. So either NP and ST or MP and RT. The third one is side. So you have to prove all of the sides are equal length. Then all of the angles would be equal length. And the last one is side, angle, side. So the angle has to be the one that is in between the 2 sides that you're listing. So here we have these triangles, and it says, if the listed parts are congruent, which of the 4 postulates or theorems prove the triangles illustrated are congruent? So first one we have is KL and QR, angle K, angle Q, angle L, angle R. So I can see that it's 2 angles and the side in between them. So it's angle, side, angle. The next one says J and P, L and R, and KJ and QP. So this time the side marked is not in between the angles. So this one is angle, angle, side, outside. The next one is LJ, RP, L and R, J and P, angle, side, angle. The next one is NL, RP, L and P, LM, PQ. Side, angle, side. And the last one is LM, PQ, MN, QR, and M and Q. Side, angle, side. Now in this section, you're just going to look at the pictures and tell what they are. One thing we need to add into our definition is what's called the common side. And that is when 2 triangles are connected and share a side. So like this picture right here. This is the side they share. That would be the common side. So in number 1, as we read, we have 2 angles and a side, and the side is not in between the angles. So it's angle, angle, side. On number 2, I can mark that they share this side, so that side is equal. So that one is side, side, side. Number 3, they also, again, share a side. Side, side, side. And number 4, the only thing I could mark is vertical angles here. And now I only have 2 pieces of information. So this one would be a cannot tell. Now for our proof, we have YW bisects, which means cuts in half, angle XYZ. So we're saying that this right here is cutting in half the big angle. So that means that this half of the angle is equal to this one. And that's what they've written. Angle XYW is congruent to ZYW because that's our definition of our angle bisector. The other thing that we were given is that YW was perpendicular to XZ. So that makes 2 90-degree angles. So I know those are equal because of definition of perpendicular. Now they share this common side, and that's what we've written next. YW is congruent to YW, common side. And then looking at my triangles, I have angle, side, angle. On this one, it says point Y is the midpoint of VZ and XW. So Y is cutting both of these in half. So it says which segments are congruent. So we've got VY is congruent to ZY, and XY is congruent to WY. The next one I have is Y is angle 1 congruent to angle 2. Well, those are vertical angles. Why are the triangles congruent? Side, angle, side. On this one, it says we have a rectangle. So I know that the top and bottom are congruent and the 2 sides are congruent. So for both of these, it's because definition of a rectangle. Which side is common is KH. And now these are congruent then by side, side, side.